Hi, welcome to Stable Mind Yoga. This is a yoga practice for our equestrian members. It's with a focus of the whole body really, not a specific part of the body, but just a nice way to really warm up through our whole body and be aware of it, all of the body. And something that if time allowed it, it'd be great to do every day. I think it would make a real difference to how you feel in the saddle, or just how you feel generally every day. Okay, but if every day is just not an option, then a couple of times a week would be great. Okay, so we're going to start lying down, focusing on our feet to start off with. Okay, so just ideally, if you've got a yoga mat, you could do it on a carpet, but really suggest having a yoga mat before you practice. Okay, so just lying down on your back. Good, and just bring the feet to the floor and the knees are bent. And let's just start by just bringing the hands to the tummy and being aware of our breath. So yoga, there's always this deep awareness to our breathing. And when we have that deeper awareness to our breath, we have a better mind-body connection. So just placing the hands on the tummy, that encourages us to do this sort of deeper abdominal breath. Closing the eyes if they're not already closed. Really noticing where the body's touching the ground, so noticing the back of the head, the shoulder blades, the back of the pelvis and the feet on the ground. And just feeling that support of the ground. Okay. I'm going to start by bringing the right leg up towards the ceiling. Just take hold behind the back of the leg. Relax the shoulders. Okay, so just not straining to do that. And then I just want you to stretch the toes a little bit. Okay, and then just curl them slightly. So just stretch the toes and then curl them a little bit. So inhale, exhale. So the knee's bent, okay? We're not trying to get a straight leg here. We've just got a nice soft knee. And then I want you to circle the foot at the ankle. So we're sort of taking the body through, the awareness and movements through the body. So we're going to loosen up through the feet here and the ankles. Good, and then just pausing, and just now you can lengthen up through the back of the leg a little bit, stretching through the back of the hamstring, taking a breath in, and then as you exhale, just softening down the back of the leg. You're just thinking of how much of our body we use when we're riding. It is our whole body. So we're just paying some attention to it, taking care of the body a little bit more. Good, another breath here. Good, and then just bring that leg down. Good, we'll swap over, left leg goes up, take hold around the back of the leg. Just going to just curl the toes and then really stretch the toes. Just curl them, stretch them. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Good, and then just circle the foot at the ankle. Then go the other way. And the more we do yoga, the more we become really aware of our bodies. So we're aware of every part of our body in much more detail, and notice
notice, you know, often you can say, oh, okay, well, I'm right-handed, so therefore I'm stronger on my right side, but you don't necessarily notice that in detail. Maybe the left side isn't as strong, but maybe it's more flexible. So it's just really interesting to learn. And what we're trying to create with yoga is just this balance, balancing our body, being more aware of it. So inhaling to the tummy, exhaling down the back of that left leg now, so you can maybe lengthen up a little bit through the leg, stretching the hamstring. Shoulders are relaxed though, so is the jaw. Good, another breath. Okay, and then bringing that leg down. Good, and then I just want you to take both feet off the floor now, hands to the knees, and just do a little circling with at the hips. So just loosening up through the hips. So it's sort of like a breaststroke action. Good, and then going in the other direction. So we're just loosening up through the hips, the synovial fluid around the hips. Just giving, just creating that bit more mobility. Good, and then bringing the feet down. And I just want you to take the right knee out to the right now. And if that feels quite uncomfortable, then I want you to just place the hand just on the outside of that right thigh and then the left hand on the tummy. So by having that hand there, the body just feels more supported. When it feels more supported, then you can soften and let go a little bit more. If the leg just feels like it's hanging there, actually we can create more tension. Even though we're trying to let go in the hip, we actually create more tension elsewhere. So just remember that. Tummy breathing, so breathing down to the tummy. Exhaling, letting go in the hip, the right hip. Okay, now bring that knee back in, just carefully. Right hand on the tummy, and then let the left knee go out. And remember, you can just bring the hand to the outside of that left thigh. Could be that, you know, your leg's pretty much down to the ground. But if it's not, if the hips are tight, then, you know, offer a little bit of support there. Inhaling to the tummy. Exhaling, just that softening, letting go in the hip. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now bring that knee back in. Take the arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Take a breath in as you exhale, just coming into bridge, push into the feet, lift the hips up. So just feel the front body opening up here. You're engaging the glutes a little bit, so you help the lift and the quads. A few deep breaths here. Good, and then rolling down. Okay, from here we're going to roll round onto our side and then just come round onto all fours. So knees underneath the hips, wrists under the shoulders. And from here, inhale, lift the gaze, let the tummy relax, push the tailbone away. As you exhale, tucking the tailbone under, dropping the head, looking between the legs. Inhale. Exhale. So this is a great movement for really loosening up through the spine, stretching the shoulders, So even if you had, you know, a bit less time, I really recommend doing cat and cow every day. And then from here, we're just going to push back into swan. We just push the bottom back towards the heels and let the forehead come down to the mat. Walk the hands out in front of you. If you're new to yoga, then there's on the library, there is a basic pose class, really worth doing. Just talks about all of the sort of basic poses or ones that we use often in yoga in a bit more detail. And also remembering that all of the library, you know, the yoga, it will still benefit you with your riding. You don't just do these specific classes, like, you know, obviously do them, they are more with a focus on the equestrian, but all the other meditations, yoga classes will all still be really beneficial, so please definitely check those out as well. Inhale, come into cat again. I'm going to actually come into tiger now. So you're going to bring your right leg out in line with the hip. So not too high, let the gaze come down towards the mats. Good. So we're just using the core strength here, so drawing the tummy muscles back towards the spine to create this stability. Okay, so when we're riding, we do need that core stability. So we're just helping improve that here. If you want a little bit more, then you could bring your left arm out in line in front of you. The gaze is down towards the mat. Push the heel away, toes towards you of that right leg. So just creating that core stability. Good, and then bring the hand down, bring the knee down. Good, I'm going to swap over the other side. So bring that right leg out, left leg. Good, so get that stability first, draw the tummy muscles back towards the spine, and then if it feels fine, then you can bring that right arm out in front. The gaze is down towards the mat, and then just notice, like, one side may be easier than the other. That when you're, you know, that left leg is engaged, does that make things more, like, less stable? So again, just interesting to really observe how you are in all the different poses. Good, one more breath. Bring the hand down, tuck the toes under, coming into downward facing dog now. So tuck the toes under, bottom goes back towards the heels, drive up through the legs. And then we're going to walk the legs out a little bit. So just heel out the legs, the head's relaxed, there's a bit of a swing through the hips. Good. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, just lengthening down the backs of the heels, the head is relaxed, you're drawing the tummy muscle in towards the spine, lifting up into the rib cage again, creating that core stability. This is great for just relaxing our heels down. How often have we had that? Heels down. Just relaxing through the calves. Good, one more breath. And then we're going to just walk the feet in, bring the hands in, and then just like the knees are really soft, the body's really relaxed down. Okay, it's really soft forward fold with the knees are soft. And then I want you to imagine there's a chair behind you that you're just going to sit in. Okay, so you've got more of a bend in the knees, so our chest is down towards our thighs. And then we're going to start to roll up. Okay, so we're going to start to lengthen up through the legs. The shoulders start to come back. We lengthen up through the spine. Good, lift the gaze, inhale. Exhale. Great. Okay. So just coming to the middle of your mat, and just want you to
For a moment, just stand here in Tadasana, which is mountain pose, and it's feet are hip distance apart, and if possible, just close the eyes for a moment. But if it makes you feel off balance, then keep the eyes open. And I want you just to run a check-in through the body. Notice the feet. Have you got the weight evenly through the right, the left? Are you curling the toes at all? Stretch the toes out. It's always nice just to lift the toes up and then place them back down. Awareness to the legs, the hips, the spine, the tummy, the chest, the shoulders, the arms and the hands. Just that reaching with the crown of the head. Good. And then we're just going to bring the hands now into Diamond Mudra. So opening the eyes, Diamond Mudra. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, the hands towards the throat. Exhale, just push the palms down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, arms come down. Good. Inhale, just bring the shoulders up towards the ears and draw them back and down the body. We're going to do that again. I'm just going to come to the side. So inhale up towards the ears, draw them back, exhale down. So we often hold a lot of tension through our shoulders. They start to rise up a lot. We just want to just be aware of that, relax that tension away from the ears. So one more time, inhale, draw them back, exhale and down. And just notice that. How does that change how you are standing here? Just with that real focus on letting go through the shoulders. Good. Okay, so we're going to come to seated now. And if it's comfortable enough to do so, sit cross-legged. If you find that uncomfortable, you could just have the legs out in front, like so. Okay, cross-legged ideally. And then just getting right onto the sit bones. So you just kind of, to do that, you draw like the fleshy part out around the sit bones. And then you can really feel them sitting down, okay? And then you just feel that more connection there. And I just want you to close the eyes for a moment and really notice that. Notice the sit bones, soften through the sit bones and around them. Okay, and I'm going to come into a twist now. So I'm going to just turn to the side just so you can see, but you can stay where you are. Okay, so you're going to bring your left arm behind you. The right hand just comes to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, and then lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, turn to the left. So we're taking our spine through its 6 planes of movement. We have done a forward bend, done a little bit of a back bend. Now we're doing a twist, and then we're going to do a lateral side bend. And that really just literally creates more length through the spine. Okay, now I want you to bring the gaze back, then bring the shoulders back round and just let the spine readjust. Okay, then we're going to take the right arm behind, left hand to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine, and then exhale, turn to the right. Maybe the gaze goes a bit further round, just gives the neck a bit more of a stretch. Good. Bring the gaze back, bring the shoulders back. Just relaxing the shoulders again. And then we're going to do a lateral side stretch now. So actually let's have the legs out in front. So just nice, so let's change the position of the legs. So left arm comes out alongside you. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, and then exhale just over to the left. Sitting bones firmly on the ground. Just creating this more space in between the ribs. inhale back to centre, exhale, arm comes down, swap over, inhale, left arm up, exhale over to the right. And if you are sitting like this, I mean, if just, you know, still engage through the core, try not to collapse through the spine, engage through the core. When I say engage through the core, it's drawing those tongue muscles back towards the spine. Good, inhale back to centre, inhale, that arm comes down, great. Now just bring the hands behind you, inhale, lift the gaze, and just lift the heart space up, so just a little bit of a back bend here. Breathe nice and softly in. You'll feel that little bit of a pull across the front of the chest. So that's why we take the breath in nice and softly. And then bring the gaze back. Good. Let's just come to a seated position again. Your choice, cross-legged, legs out in front, maybe sitting onto the backs of your heels. And I just want you to take a moment to just feel this sense of grounding. Okay, grounding through the sitting bones. So just placing the hands somewhere comfortable, relaxing the shoulders, closing the eyes, awareness to in between the sitting bones, that space there, relaxing through the sit bones, taking a breath in, and then as you exhale, exhaling through the sit bones, through the space, through the sit bones, that sense of grounding. And just having that connection. And just thinking about, you know, when you're sitting on your horse, you know, you have got this energy attachment there, like the share of energy. You're sitting on them, and you know, they notice our energy, we notice their energy. Just thinking that we're just thinking about this grounding energy that we're sharing with our horse. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up, hands together down through the midline into the heart space, just bowing the head, closing the eyes, and taking a moment to notice how you feel. Not rushing just to the next thing, pausing, being present for a moment, noticing how do you feel, physically, emotionally, mentally, how are you feeling right now? Namaste.